Welcome back to another episode of A Creative Lifestyle. I'm Rachel Going, and on today's episode, we're going to discuss the thing that I am told by my clients or family and friends the most. The phrase that I am given the most, spoken to me the most, told the most. And you know what that is? People say to me, "Oh, I'm not creative at all. I don't have a creative bone in my body." Now, the reason I don't agree with that is because I believe that everybody is creative. In some way, you are creative. You may not be creative in the same way that I'm creative, but you definitely are creative. Some people are creative in the way they sing. Some people are creative in their ability to make up new recipes. Some people are creative in the way they sew, or they're creative in the way they learn to manage their household or their daily task, the way they manage their business. Creativity comes in many, many ways. So if you look at me making a bow to put on the Christmas tree and you think that's creative, well, it is creative. But if you can't do that, that doesn't mean you're not creative. It just means that your creativity is different. One of my all-time favorite things to do in life is to help people find creative solutions to everyday problems or situations or circumstances. And it's even a bigger bonus if it's budget friendly. So I have listed 6 ways that will encourage you to continue on your creative journey. So if you have a situation that feels overwhelming, you don't know what to do about it. Maybe you're needing to, let's see, what would a scenario be? Maybe you're needing to convert your garage into a bedroom. And so you have to figure out how to heat it and cool it and get some light in there. But in the short term, when I say light, I mean windows. You probably would want windows if you're using it for a bedroom. So the first thing that I like to do when I have a situation that I'm trying to figure out what to do about it, I try not to overthink. Try not to think of all the reasons it's not possible, but just go into the garage and start pushing the boxes or whatever you have stored in there into one corner. If there's something that you know quickly you can get rid of and throw away, well, throw it away. Or if you quickly know it's something you can donate, well, then put it in a pile to donate. But move quickly. Don't overthink it. Just get an area cleared out. If you clear out a small area, you instantly see possibilities. So that's number 1. How can I achieve what I need to achieve, even if the right way in my mind doesn't seem possible? So you think, it's not right to have a bedroom in the garage. Well, I have heard of some families converting their garage into a temporary bedroom space, depending on their family's needs. So you think, that's not the right way to do living in a house. But what do you need to do to think outside the box to achieve the same goal, even if it's not the right way, as in a bedroom in the house? So how can I think outside the box? Just start. You will find if you just start, don't overthink it, just start. Ideas will come to you of how to achieve what you're trying to accomplish. The second thing that I would say is it's easy to get caught up in planning, where you plan so much that you never get anything done. So figure it out as you go. Just start. Don't overthink it. Don't have in your mind that it has to be this certain way to be right. And then figure it out as you go. Just, okay, what do I do about this? Figure it out. The third thing that's very helpful in your creative process is to be flexible. Because we can be really stubborn about stuff, can't we? Oh, it has to be this way. It has to be my way. It has to be this time. It has to be. Well, try to be flexible. Just try to be flexible. And keep reminding yourself that this is a temporary situation. You don't have to consider that it may be long-term, as in putting a bedroom in your garage is what I'm referring to, because that's the scenario that we're using. There's many, many ways to apply these principles, but I'm just talking about a bedroom in your garage because that would kind of be an unusual situation. So be willing to be flexible. Realize that things may not be exactly like you want it. Can you hear that thunder? We're having a summer thunderstorm. The fourth thing I would say is find joy in the process. That's not always easy. When you're sweating it out and you're working hard and you're trying to figure out where to put this stuff, if you can find joy in the process, if you can laugh at yourself, if you can just keep going when doubt strikes. For me, when I'm working on a project, and I do have a lot of big projects that I work on repeatedly over and over again because of the type business that I have, where when I'm working on a custom order or I'm working on a project for a client in their home, even though I've been doing this since 1985, when I was a newborn, I still have situations where all of a sudden I just feel like I hit a wall and I come up against doubt, like, oh no, there's no way I can do this. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to be able to finish it. But I've learned, take a deep breath, stay the course, just do the next thing you can figure out to do. And as you figure that out, you'll figure out the next thing. And as you figure that out, you'll figure out the next thing. And one thing builds on the next. And before you know it, you're done. So if you can find joy in the process, when you come up against this doubt and this fear that you don't know what to do, if you can laugh. Or maybe you need to take a break, but don't stop. Don't stop. Just take a break and know when I get When I get a new wind, I'm going to get back to it. And then keep your word to yourself. Get back to it. The fifth thing that I would say is not to let perfectionism and procrastination hold you back. Those two little P words, they like to sit on the love seat together, don't they? They just like to curl up and just have a little girl-to-girl talk. Procrastination and perfectionism, they both are such hindrances to progress. So don't let those things hold you back. I'm the first one to stand right up and say, well, before I can do anything, I have to do this, and this. And I've had to train myself. I've had to discipline myself to just get started. Just get started. If you get started and you tell yourself that you're not going to set a standard that's so impossible to achieve that you get discouraged before you get to the end, and you don't let procrastination of saying all the things that have to be done first, you will see that you do make progress. So if you can annihilate procrastination and perfectionism and take one step at a time, you will make progress. And then, if you need to refocus, just be willing to refocus. It's okay midstream to say, this isn't working. What I'm trying isn't going to get me where I need to go. So just step back and refocus. How can I adjust here? The things that I was doing isn't going to bring my end result. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Now, what does that mean? The other day, I got to thinking, what does it mean to throw the baby out with the bathwater? And I've heard that saying all my life, and honestly, I've never really pondered it. But don't you think it means don't throw the good out with the bad? So, if you need to refocus, that's fine. But don't tear down everything you've accomplished up to that point. You may not truly have to unravel the entire Afghan to start crocheting all over again just because you made one missed stitch. Just refocus, adjust what you need to adjust, and then move forward. And then the sixth thing I will say to you to do is sit back and bask in your accomplishment. When we've hosted an event, a party, or even a bigger event, when it's all over, I like to just sit and think about the joy I felt, think about the things that I would change if I hosted that event again. In the situation of setting up your garage for a bedroom, once you get it cleared out and you get a bed in there and you get a little chair and a little table and a little lamp, everything's little, because we're little. When you get a bed and a table and a chair and a lamp and a nice throw, and you have a rug under the bed and everything feels in order, then sit down in the chair and just bask in the accomplishment. Look at what you've done. And just realize that it is creativity that took you from point A to point B. And it's not going to look like the way somebody else would do it. It's going to look like the way you would do it. And that's the way it should be. It should be done the way you would do it. And that's where your creativity shines forth. And when we use our creative genius that's put deep inside us from a sacred place by our divine creator, and the creativity begins to flow, you'll feel a real sense of accomplishment. You'll know that you have achieved a purpose for a greater good. And I think that's why it's so important for us to do projects. Like, maybe it's not a big project, maybe it's just something small. Like, I don't know, crocheting a pot holder or things like that that aren't as big as decorating a whole room, but still, when you feel a sense of accomplishment, you can be proud of what you're doing to use your creative ability to accomplish something that's for a greater good. So, you don't have to do it my way. I don't have to do it your way. There's really no right or wrong when it comes to creativity. The main thing is just strive to be creative and see how your creativity depicts itself. So I'll talk to you later because my family's coming in and I'm going to talk to them.